Hello and good morning. My name is BANYAMULENGE Irahos. Welcome to Kivu Konect News Report. The humanitarian emergency in the Highlands of Uvira, Fizi, and Mwenga continues to deepen as the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, calls on all armed actors to guarantee immediate and unhindered access to populations in critical need. The crisis is unfolding amid complex military dynamics involving the Congolese Armed Forces, FARDC, local militia groups known as Wazalendo, and the Burundian army, whose presence has been documented in several parts of South Kivu. Local sources and community leaders from the BANYAMULENGE communities, Minembwe and surrounding areas, report escalating attacks, intimidation, and displacement linked to the activities of these armed elements. These communities allege that certain units operating under FARDC command alongside Wazalendo groups and Burundian forces, collaborating in operations perpetrated specifically targeting BANYAMULENGE civilians, and are responsible of abuses that this community is facing, including looting, harassment, and destruction of properties. The worsening situation has triggered strong reactions within the BANYAMULENGE diaspora. Over this week, members of the BANYAMULENGE community have held demonstrations in several U.S. states, including Arizona and Ohio, calling attention to what they describe as systematic genocidal plan targeting of BANYAMULENGE civilians in Minembwe, Mikenge, and surrounding localities. Protesters urged international institutions and the U.S. government to intervene diplomatically, demanding protection for civilians and accountability for DRC governments and its allies, such Burundian government and Wazalendo militia operating in the high plateaus of Uvira, Fizi, and Mwenga. More report with Nyamadubu Nyakazonu.
The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, is issuing an urgent appeal to all parties involved in the conflict in South Kivu, urging them to guarantee the protection of civilians and allow immediate humanitarian access to the health zones of Minembwe, Itombwe, and the Highlands. OCHA calls on all sides to stop attacks on civilians, including indiscriminate or targeted violence and intimidation that continues to force families to flee their homes, and allow freedom of movement for all non-combatants. Ensure unimpeded humanitarian access, notably by opening secure corridors for aid workers and affected communities. Safeguard humanitarian personnel and medical infrastructure, including ensuring that medicines and medical convoys can circulate freely and safely. According to access assessments conducted by OCHA during the second and third quarters of 2025, aid organizations now classify the Minembwe, Itombwe, and Highlands health zones as nearly unreachable. Military confrontations have intensified since January 2025, leading to a series of grave incidents. Civilians have been targeted, and at least 2 health structures have been looted by armed actors. Since May, the region has faced near-total isolation. Key supply routes, notably the Fizi-Lusuku Point Zero Mikenge-Minembwe corridor, remain closed due to armed presence. Strict restrictions have also hindered traders and humanitarian organizations, prompting several NGOs to evacuate their staff. In June 2025, essential medical supplies destined for Minembwe and Itombwe were blocked for nearly 2 months in Mulima, 45 kilometers north of Fizi. During a humanitarian access mission in August, armed groups reiterated their refusal to allow humanitarian entry. Road blockades and access bans have had devastating consequences for civilians. The South Kivu Population Movement Commission estimates that as of October 2025, around 172,000 displaced and returning people remain trapped in Minembwe's health zone, unable to access basic goods or humanitarian aid. This includes over 1,000 households previously displaced from the Mikenge site and forced to flee again after renewed violence in March 2025. The health system is reported to be on the edge of collapse. Many facilities have run out of medicines and essential medical supplies. At the Minembwe General Hospital, the situation is particularly dire. Between July and September 2025, more than 60% of all recorded deaths were children, with the mortality rate for severe acute malnutrition reaching 29%. Meanwhile, blocked supply routes have caused sharp increases in food prices. Sugar rose from 5,000 FC in January to 30,000 FC by October, while a 25 kilo sack of cassava flour rose from 15,000 FC to 50,000 FC, pushing the population toward severe food insecurity. Despite insecurity, some humanitarian actors continue remote operations and await safe access to deliver supplies. Life-saving stocks, medicines, nutrition inputs, AME kits, school materials, and wash items have already been positioned in Baraka, Uvira, and Bukavu. Humanitarian teams are preparing an emergency access mission along the Uvira-Luvungi-Baraka-Fizi-Minembwe axis, combined with a rapid multi-sectoral needs assessment. Deployment will begin as soon as armed groups provide formal security guarantees. My name is Nyamadubu Nyakazungu, reporting from DRC via Kivu Konect.